Hello everyone, Bob Swire here, and today we're going to be doing another Reddit read. We're going to be getting today's story off of Am I the A-Hole? Today's title is, Am I the A-Hole for asking my boyfriend's mom to call me by my actual name? The verdict for it has been not the A-Hole, so let's get into this and see what's going on. I, 30 male, have a name that, in English-speaking countries, is usually a gender-neutral nickname. Think Alex, Charlie, Frankie, etc. I am half Asian, and in the country of my name's origin, it's a unisex name that isn't short for anything. Since I first met my boyfriend's, 46 male, mom, 70s female, she has repeatedly asked what my name is short for. I've told her it isn't short for anything in different languages, and different languages just have different naming conventions, but she keeps asking anyway. She also makes other related comments that make me uncomfortable. Asking where I'm really from, that it doesn't make sense for me to have a name from country A if I'm really from country B, gross, that she hates the trend among young people of having gender neutral names and I must have a proper name she can call me. I've talked to my boyfriend about it and he says he gets why it's uncomfortable, but doesn't want to bring it up because she wouldn't understand. I've started clarifying what my name is and asking to leave it at that because I'm sick of answering the same questions every time, which is reasonable. Who wants to keep repeating themselves about, somebody just respecting their decision? Last time we saw her, she greeted me by calling me a long version of my name. Think Alexis instead of Alex. I didn't say anything, but my boyfriend laughed, assuming it was a joke. However, she continued to refer to me by this name despite mine and my boyfriend's corrections, until I eventually snapped at her to stop. I'm usually polite in trying to divert these kind of comments, but being referred to by a Western name really pissed me off. And I said something like, "Can you stop this bullshit with my name, please? I've had enough of it now, and it's fucking racist." Ooh. Dropping some curse words. She got really upset, saying she couldn't believe I would speak to her like that. I left the table and my boyfriend shouted after me to come back and apologize, but I went outside to calm down. Eventually, my boyfriend came outside to tell me to apologize for swearing and calling her racist. I said I would apologize for swearing because I shouldn't have been disrespectful, but I wasn't going to apologize for calling out what she said racist. He said she doesn't see it as a race thing and she just finds my name a little funny. So I told him to forget it. I was going to drive home and he could get an Uber by himself. It's reasonable. Basically just being like, she can be racist, it's fine. I left by myself and he came home later. I apologized for leaving without him and he said he understands why I was upset, but I need to apologize to his mom because she's really hurt that I called her a racist. I said I hadn't called her a racist and that I wanted to apologize for swearing, but I didn't want to apologize for saying what she said was racist, because then she would just keep doing it. However, I'm worried I'm wrong to be so stubborn, because my distinction between saying something racist / being a racist feels kind of pedantic, and because she keeps phoning my boyfriend to tell him he shouldn't allow me to talk to his own mother like that. So am I the a-hole? No, not at all. Yeah, no, they didn't call her a racist. Can you stop this BS with my name, please? I've had enough of it, and it's effing racist. Yeah, no, she did, or they, pretty sure they said they were a dude, yeah. He doesn't give his pronouns, so we'll just assume he. He just pointed out that it was racist. Yeah, he just pointed out that it was racist. He wasn't calling her racist. That's not a big deal. Apologize for cursing, sure, but if it was racist, you might want to worry a bit more about how your boyfriend seems to just be pushing away that it's racist and ignoring that fact. Alright, first comment. Not the a-hole. Do not apologize. Instead, talk to her. For the record, it is definitely intolerant, with the end result being that it is racist. You need to start with your boyfriend. Explain to him what your mother did is about not accepting someone with a different background than hers. At best, she's being very selfish. At worst, she's in fact intolerant of those with different backgrounds or races. For the reason, you will not be apologizing. If anyone needs to apologize, it is her. But you aren't done yet. It is his job It is his job to manage his mother. It is his job to protect you from her behavior. He should have stopped his mom and clearly stated, "Mom, his name is X, not Exter," every single time. At some point, he should have escalated to, "Mom, we are leaving. We'll come back when you apologize and just use X." Be clear that you will not cave to keep the peace with her. When people keep the peace to placate a-holes, the a-holes win. You will not be visiting his mom again until she apologizes. He has to figure out what to do. No, yeah. OP responded, "Thank you for this. I will definitely have a conversation along these lines with him. especially frustrating because in a sense he gets that this is what he should be doing. But he always just ends up placating her in the moment and apologizing to me for her behavior afterwards. I get why he does it because I've seen her when she's mad at him and she can be extremely cruel with him, but it still would feel so much better knowing he has my back in situations like this. Somebody responded to that. Is she cruel to him? Why would he have her be so involved in your lives when she shows such terrible behavior to the both of you? Perhaps he needs to consider low or no contact. OP responded, he's gone through periods of low/no contact with her, but he worries about her and ends up back in contact each time. And yeah, I really don't think such a close relationship is good for him, which I guess is why I was more willing to try and keep the peace than I maybe should have been. Because no matter what she says to me, it's not going to hurt me as much as the way she's capable of hurting him. I know felicitating a relationship which seems really harmful for him also isn't something I should be doing, but I don't know how else to help in the situation. Somebody responded to that. He should honestly go to therapy about his relationship with his mother. He can't support you as much as he should if he isn't whole himself. Somebody responded to that. These are all different people. Nobody has been the same responder, except for OP, obviously. If he can't protect you from his mother and her antics in the moment, regardless of the reasons why, you shouldn't be forced to interact with her. He can have a relationship with her. It needn't involve you. Mind if you're going to have kids with this guy. He needs to sort himself out previous to that. OP responded, yeah, a lot of the commenters have shown me that I need to put some boundaries in here, so I will definitely be telling him that I will not be visiting his mom until either she can speak to me respectfully or he can stand up for me. And don't worry, we will not be having children thanks to both biology and personal choice, which I think is another source of disapproval for his mom. That's the last one in that thread. Looked like they responded to this comment. Here's one they responded to. I don't want to jump ahead and say you need to break up, but you need to understand that the situation is not going to improve because he's not making these steps to improve it. So if you stay together, you need to know that this is how it's going to be. As I stated in another reply, you need to take this as a red flag about him. It is because you know who his mother is and he knows who his mother is and he's not doing anything about it. OP responded, thanks for this. I do need to keep that in mind. Unfortunately, the fact that he's had periods of low/no contact with his mom has given me hope that it might not be like this forever, but realistically, if he's not willing to commit to that permanently, then I need to think seriously about whether the good times when she's not around outweigh the bad times when she is. Here's another one that OP responded to. Real question. He worries about her. Is there a manipulation there where she's intentionally abusing herself to draw pity? Brother-in-law just went through something similar with his mother, ignoring obvious minor health shit until getting hospitalized for it, then suddenly, oh, you need to come take care of me again. Her own therapist called her on her bullshit. Either take care of yourself or I'm going to declare you unable to and not force your care or expenses on your kids. OP responded, not in terms of physical health that I can think of, but she definitely does try to get pity from him. He is recovering from an alcohol dependency and she brings it up when he tries to set boundaries, saying that he is hurting her so much that she's going to start drinking like he did to see how he likes it. Oh my god, that's disgusting. She'll phone him while she's drunk or tell others to tell him about her drinking until he relents because he knows how dangerous and scary it is to be drinking like that, and because it's obviously really triggering for him. Oh geez, he needs to go full on no contact with his mom. That's disgusting. Person who asked the original post responded, oh cool, directly emotionally abusive and extortive. You could have said much worse and unkind things than correctly labeling her behavior. Absolutely not the a-hole. OP then responded, yeah, and I have said and thought much worse things about her. I just know that if I say it to her face and think the way she treats her son is disgusting and abusive, she's going to do something like that again, and it'll be him who bears the burden of it. Now that really sucks, seeing the issue in a relationship, but not being able to really do much about it because you can't demand that your spouse goes no contact with their parent. That's something they have to decide. And for his mom to be holding his alcohol dependency over his head like that and bothering him when she's drunk all the time, she has zero respect for her son. None of this is ever going to change. She is forever going to keep doing this as long as she's in their lives. So OP might want to decide if her or their partner can't step up and either put a hard boundary with their mom or completely cut their mom out. They're just going to let their mom keep bullying you. You might want to end the relationship, sadly. But yeah, that's all I got for today. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. We can have a conversation. I want to thank everyone for clicking on this video. Hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, Try to be kind out there.